Multiple defendants face the court today, each with serious histories. Judges make it clear, probation is a privilege, not a free pass. Fail to follow rules, and prison time is waiting. This courtroom doesn't negotiate excuses.
Smith, this is yours on Noah Mayfield, the sentencing. Good morning, sir. You're Noah Mayfield?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Mayfield, you were previously in court and entered a plea of guilty to the second-degree felony offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. I've received the pre-sentence report. Has everyone had an opportunity to review that report?
I have, Judge. Yes, sir.
Are there any additions or corrections or explanations? Mr. Lewis?
Yes, Judge. I spoke with my client about the conversation he had with the PSI writer, and he told me from talking to him that there was some miscommunication when he was speaking with her about his version of events of how everything happens, because I think, like he says, he doesn't own a gun, but whether he had one at the time or
I mean, the allegation's very clear.
Yes, ma'am.
The allegations is you had a gun, you showed it, you pointed it, didn't pull the trigger. Either you did or you didn't have that gun and do that.
What the miscommunication was, I said they never found a gun on me, and I guess she.
So just trying to play with semantics isn't going to do well on probation, okay? You're getting a probation after a crazy amount of criminal history, albeit very old. It's a lot. Are you on parole still from the last one?
It was a 40-year sentence, Judge.
Right. I'm not good at math, but I feel like I can do that much. So what's the status of parole? Is there a hold?
No, ma'am.
There's no hold.
There's
on
not. Have you had a hearing?
Yes, ma'am. She pretty much, she said, well, you had mishap, was my dirty UA, but she said, fortunately, she happened to do it because I've been doing pretty good. I've been parole 14 years.
Right.
I've checked the computer, my parole has been lifted.
Okay. So you went to ISF because of parole last year in 2024.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that before or after this allegation?
That was before. No, that was after. I caught my dirty UA. That was March. I didn't get locked up to June. The crime was before.
The crime was in March.
Yes, ma'am.
And you went to ISF in June?
Yes, I supposed to got out in October.
Did you successfully complete that program?
Yes, I had to come back for this detainer.
Right, okay. But they let you go even with this detainer to ISF?
Yes, ma'am. They didn't even know I had a detainer until I got there.
Okay. You still okay with it, Mr. Smith?
I believe so, Judge.
I'm wondering why there wasn't a felon in possession of a firearm case
I
filed.
checked it, it wasn't filed.
I mean, you can obviously tell, Mr. Mayfield, that I'm not loving all of this. Your criminal history, the fact that you were on parole, the fact that you had a gun while you were a felon, for some reason that didn't get filed. That's not my lane. I can't tell why that didn't happen. You're trying to kind of play around with your words on whether or not you did this or not. If I follow this agreement and place you on probation, I just want to make sure you understand it will be absolutely zero tolerance. There couldn't be a more zero tolerance than what you're going to be on. There will not be an I slipped up. There won't be I didn't have a ride. There won't be anything. Zero. Or you will be back in here and I will have up to 20 years in prison to send you. Do you understand? And there's no reason for me not to do that if you're back in here, if you get this opportunity. So they didn't find the firearm. That's probably why they didn't do it. Because you were smart enough to hide it. What is this? This is... Okay. No jail issues. All right, Mr. Mayfield, I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. I'm going to find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, I'm going to follow the agreement. Defer all proceedings, place you on probation for 10 years. You're ordered to pay a $1,000 fine and to follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. Again, you'll be on the high medium risk caseload, and it will be absolutely zero tolerance. So you get out, you do everything you're supposed to. You understand what's happening today and how good of an opportunity this is. The other side of that, though, is if you violate a single condition of your probation. I want probation. It doesn't matter what it is, in my opinion, administrative or otherwise. I want it filed, and you will be right back in here, and you'll be looking to go to prison for anywhere between 2 years and up to 20 years in prison. Do you understand? All right. I'm handing you the trial court certification that shows this was an agreement that I filed, and so you've waived your right to appeal. Hope you take advantage of this opportunity, because if I take a look back at this and see that I did this today, I'm going to wonder why. Take advantage of this. All right. You go back with the bailiff. Hold on one second. Good morning, sir. Are you Joseph Todd Gilbo?
Yes, ma'am.
And will your client waive the formal reading of the indictment?
He will, Your Honor.
Mr. Gilbo, in cause number 25, DCCR 0268, you're charged with the third-degree felony offense of impersonating a public servant from January 10th of 2025. And how do you plead to that charge?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading guilty because you did what they charged you with? I have here on the computer some documents that have your signature on them that the state has marked as exhibit number 1. Before you signed these, did you go over them with Mr. Rojas?
Yes, ma'am. I did.
Do you fully understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand, if I follow the agreement that you've made with the district attorney, that you'll be waiving or giving up any right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
And it looks like the agreement that you've reached is for a 4-year deferred probation, a $500 fine, and you would be required to follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. Is that your understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Hang on one second. I just thought of something else. All right, and you also understand, if you're not a U.S. citizen, that a plea of guilty or no contest may result in your deportation, exclusion from admission to the country, or denial of naturalization under federal law.
Yes, ma'am.
State tenders number 1.
No objection.
It's admitted. Is there any evidence that Mr. Gilbo is not competent?
No, Your Honor.
All right, sir, I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily, find that you're mentally competent and understand the nature and the consequences of your plea. And it looks, let me go back, it looks like the agreement that you've made is for a 4-year deferred probation and a $500 fine. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, I'm going to reset your case so that the probation department can do a pre-sentence report. That'll give me more information about you and your case, and then we'll come back later for sentencing. Mr. Hoffpower, what's the state's position with regard to a bond based on the nature of that plea agreement?
We're over the court's okay with it. She doesn't have any felony issues yet.
So, Mr. Gilbo, what I'm going to do based on the nature of your plea agreement is reduce your bond in your case to $1,000, but I'm going to make that a personal bond. So that means you don't have to pay any money. You're just going to get released from custody. But there's several things that are very important about that. The first is that the very first thing you do when you're released is go to the probation department so they can start that report. If you don't show up where you're supposed to show up when you get released, then that's a violation of your bond. You'll be right back in custody, and I might not accept this plea agreement. Things could be much worse. The second thing is if you are arrested for anything between now and the time that you come back for sentencing, you run the risk of me not accepting the plea agreement. Do you understand? Obviously, you need to be here on that court date as well.
Here, mental health issues, family dynamics, and prior offenses all come into play. Probation isn't just about punishment. It's also about guidance and rehabilitation. Court carefully lays out conditions: no contact with certain individuals, timely reporting, and zero tolerance for violations.
Understand that. All right, probation's going to give you some paperwork today before you leave, so you'll know where to go, the address, and all of that information, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll see you back at sentencing. You can go back with the bailiff. Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, sir. Are you Willie James Richards?
Yes, ma'am.
And will your client waive the formal reading of the indictment?
Will, Your Honor.
Sorry. Mr. Richards, in cause number 24, DCCR 1694, you're charged with the second-degree felony offense of indecency with a child by sexual contact from May 18th of 2024. And how do you plead to that charge? Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading guilty because you did what they've charged you with? I'm sorry?
Yes.
I have here on the computer some documents that have your signature on them that the state has marked as Exhibit Number 1. Before you signed these, did you go over them with Ms. Holmes?
Yes.
Do you fully understand them?
Yes.
And do you understand, if I follow the agreement that you've made with the district attorney, that you will be waiving or giving up any right to appeal? And it looks like the agreement that you've reached is for a 10-year deferred probation. There would be a $500 fine, and you'll be required to follow any rules and conditions of probation. Do you understand?
Yes.
Do you also understand, if you're not a U.S. citizen, that a plea of guilty or no contest may result in your deportation, exclusion from admission to the country, or denial of naturalization under federal law? In addition, I have here a different document, which is your sex offender registration admonishments. And you've gone over with Ms. Holmes that because of the plea in this case, that you will be required to register as a sex offender. Is that correct?
Yes.
State tenders number 1.
No objection.
It's admitted. Is there any evidence that Mr. Richards is not competent?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find that you're mentally competent and you understand the nature and the consequences of that plea. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, I'm going to reset your case so the probation department can do a pre-sentence report. That'll give me more information about you and your case, and then we'll come back later for sentencing. On your way out of the courtroom today, you need to stop and talk to the probation officer, and she's sitting at that desk right there. All right, we'll see you back at sentencing. Good morning. You are Justin Lee. Speak up. And Mr. Lee, you're on probation for the third-degree felony offense of stalking, and a motion to revoke that probation was filed. We were here before. You entered pleas of not true to counts 1, 2, 3, and 4. I've received an updated report. Has everyone had an opportunity to review that report?
Have, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor, we have.
Any additions or corrections to that report?
No, Your Honor. No, Your Honor.
And so, Mr. Nichols, do you have witnesses with regard to any of those
I'd like to make a
allegations?
bailiff's call, Your Honor, and then put something on the record.
Okay.
Destiny King.
Say it again.
How do you say her name? Dejanae King. Spelled fine. Your Honor, Dejanae King is the complainant in the new case, which forms the basis for the motion to revoke. Going back to April of last year, I've tried repeatedly to contact her with the phone number we had. We've sent letters to her home. I either get no answer or no call back after leaving messages on the phone. Had an investigator go to her last known address where she is no longer living, and it appears she's moved out of the county. At this time, we have no contact with her. She's not reached out to our office or responded to any of our attempts at communication. Therefore, I have no choice but to dismiss the pending case which is cause number 24DCCR0710. That case forms the main basis for the revocation. So I really don't have any evidence to put on today without her cooperation.
Okay. So are you going to file a dismissal of the motion to revoke as well?
Yes, sure.
So, Mr. Lee, what's your relationship with this Dejanay King? What? Ex-girlfriend. So here's what's happening today, because she's not coming forward and they can't find her, is that case is going to be dismissed. You're still going to be on the probation, however, that you're already on. A condition of that probation is now going to be that you have no contact or communication with Dejanay King.
They do have a child together, Your Honor.
So,
I thought y'all did. I'm sorry.
No, she alleged it, but it's not. Yes.
That's not his child. Okay. That
Okay.
solves that problem.
So no contact, no communication. That means obviously in person, but it also means any other way. So you can't email, text her. She can't give you permission and say, oh, I want to get back with you. It's all okay. And you go back to her. You're violating my order. You have to have my permission. Do you understand? It's also very important. I understand you live up in Newton County and you're supposed to be reporting in Newton County in person and here by mail. You have to do that every single month. If you don't do both, you have to do it by email or mail here, in person there, then you're going to be right back in here for not following those rules, and you could still be revoked on this probation. You have to do everything you're supposed to do on probation. Do you understand?
Hold on. One issue, you need to talk to your probation officer, because he had no problem reporting in person. It was reported. He says there's some form. He didn't have the forms and
Well, you have to ask.
And that's what I'm saying. He needs to get with probation today about how you can report by mail or email. So you make sure you can get it done. Okay?
So it's up to you to figure that out, to ask the question. If they say you're supposed to do something and you don't know how or don't have a form, then you ask for that. Okay? It's not up to them. They're not babysitting you. You're a grown man. It's your responsibility to do everything you're supposed to do on probation. So you don't wait for them to give something to you or tell you. You ask and make sure you're doing everything. Otherwise, you're back in here and you go to prison. So it's really important. Do you understand? Okay, I'll sign those dismissals as soon as they come through. Probation's here. You can talk to her before you leave today.
It's only working. Just monitor the information. I called Jim, they said, since I had.
So the monitor was part of a condition, probably of bond.
I think that's right.
So you'll be able to get that monitor off today.
Because I've been working.
That's all right. She said you're going to get it off.
Okay? All right, you'll be able to take that monitor off, but it's important that you keep in mind what I just said. Talk to probation today. Do everything you're supposed to, okay? Okay, you're free to go. Good morning. Are you Wesley Antoine? And Mr. Antoine is here for sentencing on probation, a deferred probation for aggravated assault, family violence, and that was a 10-year deferred probation that he was given back November 14th of 2023. Entered pleas of true, it looks like, to counts 1 through 11 in the motion to revoke unadjudicated probation. I've received an updated pre-sentence report. This was an open plea to the court, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. The court had previously, when we were here before, advised the court, that he received 4 months on that new case in Louisiana, but it does involve the same victim, Ms. Red, as his case here.
Mm-hmm.
We had discussed 6, and the court did not feel comfortable with that, so we just decided to go on to.
Okay. All right. So that's what, and I wanted to remind myself, I had a notation on this about that new offense. So the new offense was in Louisiana, and it was domestic abuse, battery, also by strangulation, correct?
Correct.
Against the same victim. All right. Mr. Lewis, you may proceed.
Judge, in this situation, among my conversations with Mr. Antoine here, a lot of his issues come back to his mental health problems. And at the time, I believe he was not really open about getting the help that he needed with these issues. And once he got on probation, of course, those issues took over where he became in a very unstable situation. He admitted that he was homeless for a period of time. time there, which why he went back to Louisiana, all of his family.
Each defendant is reminded, this is an opportunity to comply and rebuild. One slip-up, missed report, or ignored condition can send you back to prison. The judge's message is simple: follow the rules or face the consequences.